say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back to Richmond Raceway. We've got the Zero League running here tonight for 130 laps. Let's get to our dirty work first. And there we go. We are race number 9 out of 12 for Richmond Raceway. Richmond, US of A is just shy of 3/4 of a mile around this track. Let me mute the track there for a minute. We got cloudy conditions, air temps 82, track temps 85. Makes for a fast track. So it's a little bit of wind, not much to worry about. These guys run open setups. They got 2 additional sets of tires, no fast repairs, no green-white checkers, and they got 100% fuel load on the car. Things you want to know, racing's going to be 130 laps. You have to be smooth here. You got to be smooth. I'm expecting 1 pit stop if it stays green. Just see 12, 13, 14. Let's see, we got 16 cars in the lobby. So it's not a very big field for these guys. These guys usually field 20, 25 cars each week. All right, you got to be expecting 1 pit stop. I think it's going to stay green for a long time here. And 130 laps, I think you can get halfway on those tires. This can wear you down physically, though. The arms, the force feedback, can really wear you down. Watch your corner exit. Car can snap if you got too much wheel and too much throttle at the same time. Don't overdrive your entry. Don't tear up the front tires going down the turn. Okay. Let's see, where are these guys now? I think they're getting ready to wrap this up. They got about 6 seconds left of their practice. They should be doing their meeting right about now. Let's see if we can listen in. I got the mic open for the track. Cars on the track, not on the Discord channel. There, they just cut off, and they're going to switch over now to qualifying. Let's see if we can get our poll to work. And that's looking good. They got less than 5 minutes to go. Let's see if we can find somebody on the track. There's John coming out in that 21 car. Love that paint scheme. We'll get him again. He's at Daytona Beach, Florida. John is. John runs good every week. As long as he can stay out of trouble or the trouble stays away from him, he usually winds up with a pretty good finish. I believe he's still in the top 5 in points. We did not get the points available to you this week. We'll try and get those updated next week. Edwards on the pole with a 21.4. Let me see. We got the wrong numbers up there, don't we? There we go. Troy takes the tops with a 21.1. John is currently P5. See if he can move that up from the P5 spot. He jumps up to P3. Steve Martini. Oh, it's changing every time. Look at there. Every time somebody takes a lap. Now we got Bills up top. It's a short track. It's going to happen pretty fast around here, isn't it? As Troy brings in his Chevrolet from Iowa. Steve Martin, he's bringing his down the road. Aaron is still out there. So far, Bill Phillips with a 20.9. John Crawford pulls up to a P2, moves Steve down to the P3 spot. And that's going to put Aaron's going to move up to a P7. Okay. Bill still has the James Grantham is on the track still. James is at P6 right now. See if he can move that up. And here comes the check. Don't touch that wall. It might not count that lap. P6, and he's going to stay P6. No help there. Kevin Wheeler's on the track. Wheeler's sitting P14. Yeah, it's going to put him to P8. Yeah, that gives us 14. I got two that I'm not qualified yet. Cecil and Mackay. And I don't see them anywhere. Not even on pit road. So not sure what's going to go on with those guys. If they're going to qualify or if they're just starting in the back. Some of these leagues have penalties where if you get a penalty, you do not get to qualify. You got to start in the back of the pack. That might be the case there. I'm not sure. I don't even see them turning a practice lap. So we're not sure what's going to go on with those two guys as we got a little over a second left. But just a quick glance at what I think is going to happen. That right there. We'll call them off though once the cars get rolling up off pit road. We'll bring up the other overlay and we'll discuss it from there. But so far, I think that's what we're looking at. Let's see if Cecil and Mackay is going to make that lap or not. How much have we got? We got 34 seconds left. They do not have time to even get a warm-up lap in. Okay. Wait for that to tick out. And then we'll call off the lineup. Let's get our sponsors going here. EP Labs. And we give a big shout out to Tent Solutions, RSR. Roger over there. Roger's not even in tonight's race, is he? He did not show up. I think, no, Cecil Keith, word. Okay, they're ready to go here. All right. These guys are lining them up right now. And trying to get some pictures going here. Do not have the leader out on the track as yet. There he is. There's your pole sitter. And that Titleist, powered by Titleist Pro V1X, #1 ball in golf. That's a Ford right there for you. As they get ready to roll out off of pit road. We are still waiting on 1, 2, 3. three guys, two guys, waiting on two guys to get in, Ed Marshall and John Crawford. Crawford waiting on the P2 spot. Hope he makes it. Ed Marshall and John Crawford, please come to pit road as they hold things up for everybody. Last chance to go wee wee or pee pee. Oh, I'm missing some sound here on my iRacing. There you go. Now you can hear the motors running. Oh, we got the camera working tonight. There we go. All right. This should time out on these guys here pretty quick. There we go. All right. Let's call them off while we got what we can here. There's your front row. We got Bill Phillips and John Crawford, Ford on Ford up front. P2, grid number 2. Steve Martin and Troy Green make up the second row. Our third row has got Spencer Torrance and James Grantham, who is just now chatting up there on the chat channel. Row 4 is Aaron and Kevin Wheeler. Row 5 is going to be John in that 21 car, and Johnny right next to him. Johnny's running the TNT Solutions car there. Kenny Doyle and Kevin make up row 6. Row 7 is going to be Ed Marshall and Mike Spear. And row 8 is Cecil and Mikai Rigby. And that should round up the whole. There you go. That's it right there in a nutshell. So Cecil and Mikai did make it on the track with no practice time at all. And the lights are out on the pace car as we're looking for a green start here. Real quick. Come to take the green. Bill on the inside. John's on the outside, 99 car. Green, green, green. Steve Martina, number 4, giving Bill a push on the start. Heading into turn 1. I'll make for tight racing right there in that first turn. Looks like we all get through it smoothly. Steve down at the bottom. Thinking he's got something for Bill this week. Steve has been known to win a race or two from time to time. Steve and Bill going tit for tat for that lead. John Crawford in P3. And the fast laps are coming up on the screen now as those tires get some heat in them. Spencer the outside of John Crawford. Oh, Spencer into the wall. Spencer took a hard right into the wall. He's probably got a busted toe link on that one. Looks like he's able to drive it. But he can't be happy with that. Bill retains the lead. Fastest lap goes to Bill. And we'll see that change throughout the night as the track cools off and they get a fresh set of tires. So that's going to be busted up for sure. Let's slide back in the pack a little bit. Where's James? There's James, that number 9 car. Steve Martini pulls the fastest lap. Like I said, we're going tit for tat on there. Troy in that number 29, he's up there, and he's coming up on John Crawford's, kind of slowly working his way backwards instead of frontwards. Frontwards or forward? I probably should have said forward. There's Aaron. from Bristol, Tennessee. Everybody's getting single filed out here. Everybody's playing nicely. There's John from 21 from Daytona Beach, Florida. Kevin Wheeler's taking up P8. He started P8 and he's still in P8. Hails from the state of Maine. Ed Marshall, that 16 car. Ed Marshall had a good showing last week. He's definitely somebody to keep your eyes on, that's for sure. Mike Spears up 4 spots in that P10 spot. He pretty much started in the back out of Seattle, Washington. Kenny Doyle is racing tonight in that number 23. I think that nose looks messed up. He's got damage to that front spoiler, I think. Yeah. There's Johnny in that TNT Solutions Chevrolet, also a sponsor of this broadcast. Thank you, Roger. Roger put forth some contributions to help us get started with broadcasting. He helped us get all these overlays you currently see that we use. Came via Roger and Tent Solutions. I don't think I could have done it without his help. The wife would have had a cow. That's for damn sure. Between what he contributed and which was a good chunk of the money, and then I made some side money building setups for one of the leagues, and that's how this whole thing got started. So, thank you, Roger. I wish Roger was here tonight, but he couldn't make it. Mikai is +3 in that 51 Toyota. Spencer has fallen all the way to the back. I'm sure he's waiting for a yellow. He's got damage on that car. Cecil Keith is sitting there down in 15th. He started in 15th, not sure why. Kevin Norman is just falling back on purpose, I guess. He's down 4 spots. He's probably waiting for the fighting to start and stop. Back up on our leader, Bill Phillips, and Steve is right there. Not letting them go nowhere. They're trying to they got a little bit of a breakaway worked out here between third and fourth. Third and fourth is racing side by side. So that's going to give our leader some breathing room. That's Troy Green on the high side and John Crawford down low in that 99. Somebody's overworking their tires way too early. Lap 15 of 130. No stages here for these guys. They run all the way through and through like an A Open would run. I put the fuel gauge at 130 laps. And we'll see how that works out. Like I say, I'm sure if they don't get a caution, they're definitely going to stop halfway, get those tires off of there. Would be the plan that I would have. But then again, that's why I'm not racing probably. Maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am sometimes. But I don't think they would turn this into a 2-stop race. I think they would definitely stretch this out to a 1-stop race. And they stop halfway, they'd be good to go on one tank of gas. So we'll see what happens with that gas gauge, see if it's useful or not on a short track. Spencer's gone down pit road. It looks like he can't handle the damage he has. He's probably going to lose a lap real quick if he does not get it fixed. That's probably the plan right there. Troy has gotten by John Crawford. As you see, looking back behind Steve's car, everybody is single file. not much happening there. John is up 3 spots. If we had the biggest mover so far, is going to be Mackay Rigby. He's plus 6 spots, started in the back, and he's working his way towards the front. So far, he's your big mover. Bill has pulled out to a half a second lead over Steve. Troy is a full second back. I think tires are going to become an issue. If they can make a fuel run out of this and go halfway, I think tires will be the key on those last 10, 15 laps before it's trying to pit. Now, unless you get lucky and somebody can't handle the tires and they blow one out and throw it to yellow. John Crawford is back working on Troy, that's for sure. John is not giving it up as easily as Troy.
Inside too, so yeah, just what.
Listening on the radio conversation there. Troy's up high now. John's on the bottom. Can he make it stick this time? I don't think Troy wanted to fight him as bad as he did earlier on. He might have let that one get by, but he's got James sitting right behind him, and James is going to say, if you're going to get him a spot, I'll take a spot too. If you're handing out cotton candy, I'll take one too. And Bill has pulled out to a 6/10 lead, 0.7 lead now. I think he's getting comfortable and just kind of cruising right along with it. Let's take a looky. Running 4th gear. Should be grabbing 5th up here at the flagman. Just for a second. Work the downshift. Roll through the bottom. There's the trick right there. Is how much free roll can you get in the bottom of the corner is really going to determine how much speed you've got overall. If you don't have good rotation at the bottom of a short track, you don't have a good car and you won't be going forward. Looks like he has that figured out. You know, we haven't seen, I think, the last couple of races, Greg Burke, which is teammates of Bill Phillips, where they work together on setups. We haven't seen Greg in a while. Might be a work thing. Probably is. Okay, still going at it here. Crawford is pulled away from Troy now. And it looks like Crawford is setting his sights on Steve. I bet you John said back that off in the beginning, and because we know, everybody knows, Spencer Torrance has clicked himself out of the race. What was I thinking? As we know, if you push these tires hard in those first 10 laps, you really suffer late in the run with shitty tires. So that might have been John's thinking, because he started P2 and now he looks like he can run Steve down. Let's see if we can get some numbers here. Let's take a look at John Crawford. Here we go, just passing the start finish line there. See if that time clicks over by the time you get to turn 1. There, he's running a 22.4. The leader's running a 22.2. Wow, the leader is flying. Steve is also a 22.4. As we look at the tower, we can see it's Steve is now 1.3 seconds behind your leader, Bill. So Bill's got the groove and he's working it. And see how far he can get. Let's we're working lap 34 of 130 here at Richmond Raceway. Richmond, Virginia. Let's run down our line while we got time. We'll say we have plenty of time here. Let's talk about everybody. Bill Phillips out of Gaylord, Michigan. I think he's got I don't have this sheet with me tonight, but he's definitely got a couple of wins under his belt. Actually, last I checked, he was first in points last I checked. Following him is Steve Martini on the high side. Look at him, tires blowing up there. He's got brake rotors. We'll see if that's happening to other people or just him. But John Crawford had gotten by him. John's tires are glowing too. As the track turns to dark, we'll be able to see those a lot better. So I don't think there's anything to be worried about.
John, I didn't mean that.
John is out of Covington.
Oh, good. Go bumpers and forward.
Those two made a little bit of contact. That's what Steve was talking about after John made the pass. Okay, Steve Martini, we talked about him. No, we did not. He's from Melbourne, Florida. I didn't realize that. I probably knew that, but it didn't dawn me at the time. Yeah, Steve is started P3, is running P3. Troy Green is right behind him in that number 29 Chevrolet from Griswold, Iowa. He's got quite the life out there in Iowa. Let me see, do I have a data sheet on him? I do not have a data sheet on Troy Green, but rancher, farmer, husband, father, all that kind of good stuff. Troy's got it all going on right there. Right behind him is James Grantham from Columbus, Georgia, and looking over their leader now has got a 1.9 second lead over second place. James is racing with a HB Speed Lab under the hood of that car. He's out of Columbus, Georgia. His hobbies are video games. He's married, no kids, 2 dogs, age 40. He's got it made in the shade right there. That's how you do that. No kids, just dogs. John's got a little bit of fight right here. He's got Ed is working his way towards the front now. John's got Ed and Kevin Wheeler behind him. He is actually currently still +3. Right by him is Ed Marshall. Ed Marshall's +6 now. We talked about him earlier on. He's from Mount Airy. And the lead is now 1.7. I look over the tower. Looks like John is catching Bill a little bit at a time. Working lap 42 of 130. So I think halfway is 65. John Marshall is now P7. Let's see here. Do I have? I do not have a data sheet on him as either. There's Mackay in that 51. He's working away. He's +8. Working his way forward. Mackay is running the PRS Premier Racing Setups. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. He go-karts, works on cars. He went to school for automotive technology and enjoys working on box focus. He's 19. The only thing I really like other than cars is nothing. Cars is my life. There you go. He's a dedicated player. Let's go check on our leaders. Let's check out here. 1.5 seconds now. Crawford has made up some ground on the leader. Steve Martini is falling back a little bit, holding on to P3. He's got a decent room there between him and Troy. Kevin Wheeler out of Holton, Maine is there, and he's trying to follow Ed. Ed's pitting. All right. Ed's pitting a lap 47 of 130. We'll see how that works out for him. It might play out. Short pit these guys if he thinks he can make it the rest of the way. That's pretty near 100 laps to go on that set of tires he's getting. Kevin Wheeler out of Maine.
Pitting.
And we hear the call on the radio now. Other people are pitting. Did not hear that from Wither, did you? Looks like Johnny is pitting. There's Aaron. Aaron's got a win under his belt. He outpitted these guys a couple of weeks ago from Bristol, Tennessee. That's just something you just love to say out loud. Working lap 49, and he's still on a track. Aaron from Bristol, Tennessee. He's married, 4 children, 7 grandsons, and he's 50 years old. Talking to him a week or two ago, he's got another one on the way. That's Aaron's voice right there. Aaron's going to pit on lap 50. Aaron dives in the pits. Bill Phillips is still out front with a 1.5 second lead over second place. He's not walking away, but that distance is holding right there pretty good. There's John Crawford in P2. Now, right behind him is going to be Johnny, who just came up out of the pits. Johnny being shown as 2 laps down. Mike Spears hits the pit road. Johnny's going to want to clear these leaders to get back on one of his laps back in case the yellow comes out. James is entered pit road now. There's your leader. Right where we left him, out front, doing his thing. Six guys have pitted so far. 10 cars still on the lead lap at this point. Bill needs to navigate getting Johnny past him without slowing him down and without causing any pain. There you go. Stay high and let him go down low. That's how that works. That's how that works. So that should put Johnny just 1 lap down now. And Mike Spear is the only guy so far that shows 2 laps down. John Crawford is catching up to him. This is where tires come into the game. Sometimes guys will run high cambers and be really fast off the gate, but slow down quite a bit as you get down to it. Working lap 56. I think I said 65 was halfway. That's when I expect the leaders to come in and be lap 65. And quite honestly, if you can go to lap...
The tires, be patient. We don't need a caution.
If you can make the lap 65, you will finish in the top 10. That's for dang sure.
Tell me what I need.
And there we are. We have 10 cars on the lead lap still. Working lap 57 of 130. Kevin Norman is the last car on the lead lap. Oh, John P. is now. Well, they're right there next to each other. And Aaron, who has pit, is working his way through the crowd. And that's where it gets dicey. You wind up with the yellow because these guys are working lap 59.
Sorry, Aaron.
No, you're fine. We can't hear you in Discord, but I can hear you in game.
Let's get back up to the leader here. We got still 10 cars on a lead lap. I'm working lap 60, so I'm expecting to pit here within the next 5 laps. John has a lap car between him and the leader. This was out. So they last pitted on lap 46. The longest one. Look at this round 46. Ed Marshall pitted on lap 46. So that's going to be almost a 20 lap difference between him and what the leaders are going to come out with once they get to pit. And we're lap 62 is the lap car. Let's see Mike Spear down low. Mike Spear puts himself one lap back on the one lap down list. And that's where everybody is who has pitted are all exactly one lap down now. Now, John is 0.8 behind the leader. See if he's going to try and close that gap up before they get to pit. And there goes lap 64. So we'll have to see how this pans out for these guys, see how it plays out. John is back into the pits. Not back in. That's his first pit. My bad. So now we got 9 cars are still out there. And they're probably going to wait for that leader to call it out. And when he does pit, when these 10 pit, that'll bring Ed Marshall up to the lead, followed by James and Aaron would be in P3 if these 9 guys cycle through together at the same time. Working lap 66, Kenny Doyle's down in the pits. Steve Martini, did he go on? I think Steve Martini's in the pits as well. All right, working lap 67. I'm not sure how far he's going to go. Troy Green is in the pits. He was part of your top 9. He's calling it. See how this works out here. Ed Marshall is working himself up to the leader to get his lap back. I think Bill's making a big mistake here by not pitting about 3 laps ago. But he will still have fresh tires later in the run. So I was talking to somebody earlier and they said, oh, this won't be a tire race. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. We got 6 cars left. Well, Ed Marshall just got his lap back. He's back on lead lap. So is James. So we got 5 guys that have not pitted as of yet. And we'll focus still on the leader, see what he's going to do. Working lap 70, leaves him 60 laps to go. He's pulling down there. Now he's pitting. Now the leader's pitting. Okay. Bill Phillips is in. Who's going to follow him? Crawford is still out. Crawford takes the lead, and he'll get a point for leading the lap. Cecil Keith is still out. Keep an eye on Crawford to see what he's going to do, as he is now your leader. I can't see him staying out much longer. There you go. He dives it in. Cecil Keith will take the lead here in a second. Mackay hits the pits. There's Cecil Keith, and he'll get his point for leading a lap. We got him, and we got Kevin back here. Kevin also has not pitted as yet. I think these guys are waiting way too long. Two people have not pitted yet. That's going to be Cecil and Kevin. But maybe they know something I don't know. But we'll get Cecil some airtime. He is the leader after all. He deserves it. He's worked hard for it. And he's still going. Lap 75 of 130. He's got to be hoping for a yellow.
Pitting you.
There he goes. I think that's going to be him right there. Now he's pitting in. And Kevin Norman will now take the lead. See if he clicks off a... There you go. He's going to get that point for leading that lap. Ed Marshall is P2. How far back is Ed? Ed is right behind him. Kevin's going to go a lap down and has not pitted as yet. And if he goes into pit now, he'll be 3 laps down. That's going to be a hard deficit to make up. There he comes down pit road now. There you go. Okay. We cycled through. That was the last one in. Johnny is in. I'm not sure why. But there's your new leader. Ed Marshall pitted first in the sequence of pits. And see how far he can go. Last lap he pitted was lap 46. So he's on those tires for 30 laps so far. And he's got another 50 laps to go. I'm going to put 80 laps on those tires if he wants to decide to stay out. So I don't think that's going to happen. At 72, Johnny's just come up out of the pits. He's going to have fresh tires. He's going to try and get by there. Johnny is showing 2 laps down. He's going to try and get one of them back right here. There you go. And I put Johnny back just 1 lap down. Oh, no, Johnny. You got to hold back together. James takes the lead over Ed. James's tires are 5 laps fresher than Ed's. That's the advantage he has right there. We now have 11 cars on the lead lap. And just so everybody knows, Bill Phillip is actually on the lead lap. And he just pitted. How far back is he? There he is right there. He's got Crawford in front of him, who pitted before he did. Did he? No, Crawford stayed out 1 extra lap. Crawford stayed out 1 extra lap and he has the lead over Bill. Which in my book right now, this is going to pan out. Steve Martini pit on lap 65. So he's kind of in between on the tires. We'll see what's going to happen. I'm sure these guys are going to have to pit again. Well, let me put it this way. If you pit around lap 65, I think you can go all the way and you got a good chance of finishing it up right there. Steve Martini did pit on lap 65. But James is on lap 51. He pitted, so I don't think he can go the whole way. We'll see. See how this plays out. But that's your leader. He deserved it. He gets some airtime. James Grantham out of Columbus, Georgia. Married, 2 dogs, no kids. That's him in that Duracell number 9. Johnny had to jump to the pits. Did he bail out? Oh, there he is. I'm not sure what's going on with Johnny. There's your leader. Johnny is calling it out. I saw him dip down the inside back there. We didn't get a replay on it. It didn't really show us exactly what happened, but I think he went down there and he's got too much damage. So Johnny is punched his ticket out of here. 11 cars on the lead lap right now. And we're keeping an eye on. There's Ed Marshall dipping into the pits. So from there, he'll be fine the rest of the way. See if that works out for him. He did get his lap back on the leader. So he may have a 2-pit strategy that we don't know about. That brings Steve Martini into P2 as Mackay gets a lap back. Steve Martini is in P2. There he sits, and he's got John Crawford and Bill Phillips with fresher tires coming up on him post-haste. Or hasty post-haste. They're a-coming, buddy. They're a-coming.
It,
Looking to see if I can figure out maybe what's going on with Johnny, trying to get some information off the track, off our track reporter, but nobody's answering the radio down there. We're gonna have to send somebody down there to check the radios in the pit road to see why we can't communicate with anybody down there. Not sure what's going on. Let's get back to James P1, John Crawford, and Steve, then Bill. There's the lineup right here, right now. Steve is right there. And and he gets a little tap from Crawford on corner entry. Tap them, don't wreck them. A lot of times, though, a tap gets you a tap, but James ain't gonna have nothing for Crawford on those fresher tires. Working lap 94 of 130. Aaron's off track. What happened to Aaron? Come around the corner. I think he missed pit road. He did. That's so easy to do here. Miss pit road. You got to stay on the asphalt if you want to get moving. That's what that is. That's funny. Sorry, Aaron. I feel for you, but I did it in practice last week. And yeah, that's funny. John Crawford's your leader. Black flag, Mike Spear. Mike Spear was on pit road, so he probably got that as a pit road penalty. All right, so we're back. We've gone full circle now. John's up front. Bill, Ed Marshall, the meatball flag. What happened to Ed Marshall? Oh, him and Aaron got tangled up there. Let me see here. He just left. Ed Marshall just left pit lane. Oh, Mike Spears down there on pit road. All right, so that's a flagrant trying to pull a yellow flag there for Ed Marshall is what that was. So he's got damage of some kind. I don't know if it's flagrant or not. That's up to the official to decide. Troy Green coming around. It says he crashed.
Stevie blocking me from my pit.
Oh, because he slowed down. Everybody's trying to pit. People are missing that pit lane. All right, so the yellow's out. Not sure exactly what happened back there. We saw Aaron was up against the wall, and then Ed Marshall got into him somehow. Let me see if this shows us anything. Okay, let's see if we can see what happened here. When he came back on track, he slid these. Oh, he doesn't have control of that car. What that looked like? That looked like your screen went black, steering wheel shut off, or something. Let's see if we can stay with this. I think this is where Ed Marshall gets into it. Yeah. Kevin Norman gets the lucky dog. Yeah, right there. And now Aaron's starting to come back down the middle of the track. Troy gets by him. Oh, Marshall doesn't see him. Marshall plows into him. Marshall's keeps going. Aaron. Okay. That's when Ed Marshall sat in the middle of the track to pull out the yellow. All right. And I'm not sure what happened to Aaron, but that's what that mess was. Okay. Now, where are we at? Lights are out on the pace car. Steve Martini's got the pole. John Crawford on the outside. Everybody's got fresh tires now. Mike Spears down 3 laps. Aaron's down 6 laps. Marshall's out. Johnny's out. Spencer's out. We have 11 cars on the lead lap with 29 laps to go. 28 to go on the flag. See if we can keep it clean here for a little while. They've been pretty clean all along. Steve's had a fast car in the beginning, but was not able to keep up with Crawford and Phillips. So see if he's got anything for these guys now with 29 laps to go. 28 laps to go, I stand corrected. Okay, he's got a half a second lead over Crawford. I think with 27 laps to go, it's on like Donkey Kong. There, Steve's got the new fastest lap. Troy is off track. Wow. Where's Troy? There's Troy at 29. Oh, he got loose up there at the top of the key. And oh, there goes a toe link. He's out. Back up to Steve Martini out of Melbourne, Florida. 0.7 lead over second place. John Crawford. Question is he tearing his tire up to keep that lead? 24 laps to go. Steve's got to say, I'm all in. I need a win. I need a win. I don't think he's not had one as far as I know all season long. I want to touch bases real quick here on car 37, your pole sitter. Bill Phillips, GP Racing, Gaylord, Michigan. The guy's into golf, iRacing, his 14-year-old daughter, and he's 40 years old. There you go. That's Bill Phillips. "22 laps to go." Oh, speaking of Bill Phillips, man, don't tell me it's bad luck when you talk about it. He's definitely loosened that car up, didn't he? Yes, he did. He's going to walk backwards for a little bit. Steve's pulling out pretty good. He's almost got a 1 second lead over second place, John Crawford. He's stretching it out with 20 laps to go. I tell you right now, he's thinking, I got it into the bag, but man, I hope something don't screw this up like another yellow. So he definitely, with the lead he's got and the way the car's handling for him, he definitely does not want to see any yellows. John Crawford sitting there in P2, followed by another John. James is sitting there P3. Kevin Wheeler looking pretty good up there. And P5, he's +3. Right now, the big charger is car 51 at Toyota for Mikai. He's +10 spots for the hard charger of the race so far. Steve's lead is down 0.9. Went down a little bit. Stretch it out, though. 18 laps to go. I think they're starting to reel him in a little bit. Crawford's starting to reel him in a little bit. Let's go take a look at John Crawford and see how he's doing here. 21.3, leaders of 21.5. So yeah, he's... Oh! John's loose at the top of the key, and he goes down and mows the grass for us. No yellow as of yet, because he's not in the racing groove. He had a P3 sitting there, too. And down he goes. Let's look at John Crawford now and his times we got right here. Yep, he's slowly reeling Steve in. We're gonna have to keep an eye on that. How's James doing back here on time? 21.6 to 21.6. He's matching the leader. Kevin Wheeler is off by just a tick. Let's watch the time here coming into turn 1. We'll wait for it to click over. There it is. He's doing an 8 to a 6. Crawford's got a 6 to a 6 and 0.6 back. Take a quick look at this right here. John Crawford's led 8 laps so far. Our current leader, Steve, has 19 laps led. Now, the other one is going to be Bill Phillips. He's back on track. He's got 71 laps led so far. And he is hustling to get back up there. He's in 7th. He might loosen that car up too much. Crawford's reeling him in tick by tick with 12 laps to go. 0.3 back. I think Crawford's got something for Steve. Making notes here of this. Let's see what we got. There, he's right back up on his bumper. 0.1. Yep, there you go. Steve might have tore those tires up too soon. John might have laid back intentionally with 10 laps to go. Crawford to the bottom. Steve can't. Oh, Crawford's going to push up in the middle of that turn. Push Steve out to the wall. Hard, aggressive move there, but it worked. That's you become moves like that. You're either hero or zero. If it works, you're a hero. If it don't, you're a zero, and everybody's hollering at you. That's for dang sure. 10 cars on the lead lap. 8 to go. Richmond Raceway in Richmond, Virginia. Been a fairly clean race for the most part, I would say. I think he had that. Not sure what happened to Aaron, but like I say, either his screen went blank or his steering wheel locked up or something. And even then, he didn't bring out the yellow. It was Edward that brought the yellow out there. iRacing has really knocked down those yellows to keep the race moving. Where I think years ago, the guy down in the grass there on the main straightaway would have brought out a yellow, even though he's not in the racing's groove. He's not in the way of traffic. Just like NASCAR's done the same thing. If you're not going to be blocking the race, you might as well get that car up out of the way. 5 laps to go. We can start making our list. Who are we talking to today? Looks like we're going to talk to John Crawford, Steve, and right now it looks like James. Back on your leader here. Three laps to go. John Crawford in that 99 Ford with a Premier under the hood. Make it look pretty easy. Bill Phillips is back in P7. He really took a hit when he spun that thing out a couple of laps ago. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Brought to you by Capital One. Not really, but I like saying it. As he is looking for a checkered flag coming up. There's your 1, 2, 3. John, Steve, and James. Here comes Kevin. Here comes Cecil. Mackay with Bill right behind him.
Nice win, John. Great drive, Steve.
Phew, I'm tired. Kenny, congrats, man, on that bracket win, buddy.
Yeah, this track will wear you out. That's for dang sure. That's for dang sure. All right, John Crawford out there getting his donuts in.
Oh, good one, William. I didn't know Kenny. I was gonna go up and bump William, so he sped up and then swerved over to miss Kenny, and I ended up hitting Kenny. Car speed up more than a $2 hook.
There's your winner. And let's see, do we get Bob in the booth this time? We do. We got Bob in the booth. All right. Who's over here we can talk to? We got James and looks like Steve waiting. We're going to start with James. James, Bob in the booth. You got a copy on me, buddy?
Hey, yep, I got a copy on you.
Uh-oh, I got reverb. Why do we got reverb? Hold on.
How about now?
How about now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right, I think it was on my side. I had that. Anywho, so you pulled off a P3. Good race for you, all in all.
Yep, I think I learned from Iowa when when Aaron pits, you pit, and but it turned out you probably had to pit again. He did pit again. Unfortunately, he had some issues, so we didn't get to see how that worked out. But the caution saved me there really. Otherwise, I was gonna start sailing back.
Yeah, that caution saved a lot of people. We were talking about the pit strategy up here. We thought for sure we'd pit on lap 65 was would have been my plan. I forget where you pitted though, or you pitted a little earlier on. You pitted around lap 47 or so.
Yeah, I think like 51, 52.
All right,
Yeah,
51, 52, yeah.
Ed and Aaron pitted, and I'm like, I was thinking about pitting around 55 anyway, just a little early. Um, so I went ahead and pitted what they did, so they didn't pass me later.
How'd your tires look on that first pit stop? 50 laps.
Shoot. 63, 69. I'm trending tight on this because it's rubbering up, but I've been loose all week, and they open on that last run. They're about even, 84, 85. So still a little tight, even though I loosened it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, the track got colder too as well. You probably had to loosen it up a
It
little
did.
bit. All right, buddy. So how about some shout outs? You got Henry Brothers under the hood, I believe.
I do. Shout out to them for the setup again this week. It's good, pretty good long run speed. Just uh, didn't really get to show that off with the pitting early and then the caution. But shout out to Steve for a good run. I thought he was gonna win it there for a second.
Yeah, I'm sure he thought so too.
So we got two in the podium though, so that's good.
10-4. All right, buddy. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you being here.
I hope to talk to you next week.
10-4, buddy. All right, talk to you later. John
7K guys.
John Crawford, Bob in the booth. You got a copy on me, buddy?
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
There's our winner chicken dinner.
Heck yeah. Us old folks can do it still.
You got that right. Let me see here. You had 18 laps led only. You followed Philip for a long time, and then you got by him. The tires really played a big role in this race, don't you think? Well, but then you have the yellow at the end.
Yeah. That was we thought something happened to Aaron, so we stopped the race. So, yeah.
Oh, is that right? Somebody threw an
Yeah.
intentional yellow?
Yeah, well, we kept yelling for him, in Discord, and his car's just doing its own thing, just rolling around, hitting the wall and stuff. So we just stopped it. Thought something happened to him, but his dogs got in a fight. He had to go rescue him, break him up.
I see. Yeah, we were figuring a blank screen once we caught on what was going on. Blank screen or locked up wheel.
Yeah, I was leading at the time. I beat William on pit road, the pit green cycle, and I took over the lead, and then that happened, and I was like, oh, I'm never gonna win one of these things. But yeah,
We kind of
Pulled it off.
figured you're going to run down Steve. Looks like you're kind of holding back a little bit on the start, save those tires, so you got down to about 10 to go.
Yeah, it's all about tires here.
Yeah, 10-4. All right, buddy, you got any shout outs for us this week?
PRS, PRS.com. Come get your race set up.
Wife, girlfriend, kids, dog?
Nobody's watching.
Nobody,
This is my hobby.
nobody watches this shit. It's just me.
My wife's got her hobby. I got my hobby. She's in there. She's got about 80 plants. So
Yeah, I got iRacing. She got Netflix.
yeah, right.
All right, buddy. All right, thank you
All
very
right.
much. Have a good night.
Yeah. Thank you. See you.
Steve, Bob in the booth, you got a copy on me?
Bob in the booth, I have a copy. I am stoked to be talking to you.
I don't think I've talked to you yet this season, have I?
No, because I've been absolute garbage.
You have. We haven't noticed it. We didn't say nothing about that. But yeah, we're going to watch that, Steve, and then all of a sudden something goes wrong.
Yeah, if it weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all, the country song says, right?
That's it. That's it. You got to have a little something, something. But you had a good run there. Tires were playing, I think pit strategy was playing into it, but then you got that late caution, and it puts you up there for a good run towards the finish.
Yeah, I did two tires. I don't regret that call at all. And I knew in clean air, I could be really fast for 20 or so laps. I may have outran myself, but I thought I needed to build a gap and then make them chase me.
Yeah, 10-4. And that's kind of what I was thinking too. So I know Steve, you're gonna run like a rabbit. And then if it doesn't work, he's gonna say, I burned up my right rear tire. That's all I did.
Yep, you know me well.
Yeah, that's always your go-to. I burned up the right rear. No, that was a great run. Good watching you. You got some camera time on you, that's for sure. Who's your shout outs for this week?
Definitely Philip Henry at Henry Esports. I mean, he builds a great setup. He drives them way better than I can. But this Richmond setup was a lot of work he put into it, and it shows because it showed up tonight.
Yeah, Richmond is a tricky track to build for. I'll tell you that right now. I spent a lot of time on mine. All right, buddy. Well, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And hopefully we'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, man. Love it. Keep doing a great work in the booth.
All right, buddy. That's it from here. That's the whole thing. We didn't get a chance to go through here. Cecil Keith got the hard charger plus 10 positions. Bill Phillips, most laps, 70 laps. And Steve, oh, I forgot to tell Steve, he got the fast time from Henry Roy's lab. Speed levels, he's got it on there too. Good for him. He's got his data filled out. He got fast lap at 21.102. We had, let's see here, 130 laps, 7 different leaders, uh, 1 caution lap for 4 laps. I thought we had 2 cautions. Oh, no, maybe not. No, it was that 1 caution when everybody thought Aaron had a heart attack and everybody had threw a yellow for that. So that was not uh, Ed that drew out that yellow. It was fear for Aaron's life behind the wheel. And so Edward just stopped right there while they were doing their stuff to get the yellow thrown for Aaron. All right. Great run, guys. Great race. We'll catch you guys next Wednesday night. See you later.